Hello, I'm Jerry Rigg, and this is the Duskers Daily Challenge, July 22nd, 2016. I will have a chance tomorrow to get another daily challenge, but after that, I am on vacation until July 30th, and I will definitely not get the challenge for the 30th. I shouldn't have any problems at all getting the 31st, but it will be late. Just letting you know a little bit ahead of time. I think I mentioned that in my in the mood video that I will be away, and that's one of the reasons I was posting those. Looking at the leaderboard for today, we have possibly one person with 0 and one person who took serious damage, so that's a little discouraging. Let's see if we can't improve on that. We have Censor today. Again, I think we had Censor yesterday, actually. Good choice overall, a good option overall. We have 2 infestation types, which, as you know, is not always the best thing. This is a destroyed interface. 2 infestation types, again, can mean that we have slime. We do not have any turrets on our side, which is very unfortunate. And really, we only have this one room to work with. That's very bad, especially if there's something in R5 and there's no way I can really check that. But I can open D8 and see what happens there. While I'm doing that, I definitely want to strengthen my position a little bit better, get an eye on the door, and give some time for anything to happen. Though that's a really small room, it should be safe. Could very well not be still, so give that a moment. Give that another moment. I'm going to take the chance. If I see slime, I want to clear our room 5 first. I believe it was room 5. Okay, good and bad. This is a sentry bot. But the good is, he should be out of this room now. This room is clear and has a drone. I actually want to do this. Okay, I'm gonna have to chase it down and see what he has. Tow and stun. Okay, well, the tow's not really gonna do me much good. But the stun might. So let's go ahead and get that stun on 3, just to have 3 ready. I thought I closed D17, I guess I didn't. Did I see anything else in this room? Do I see anything else that I want to do? I try to type, when I play this, and I don't know that anyone can do this, I don't know that everyone can do this, but I try to type with one hand while I'm guiding things, and you could see just then that I was squirreling around a lot. And really, that's because it's difficult to do. I think in this game it does provide a strength simply because it lets you do 2 things at once. And if, in this game, if you can do 2 things at once, I'm sitting around right now, I'm doing nothing, but if I could be checking one way while I'm waiting on a room to clear out, then that really gives me a benefit. I'm really anxious about this. I don't want... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send in 3. And send in 3 because 3 has a stun. Okay. So these two are going to switch places. Again, if you can do two things at once, if you can send a drone one way while another drone goes another way, the more you can do at one time, because time is really against you. It's not super critical all the time, but the more you can do, the better off you are. Right now, my main concern, I'm going to open D8, and that's kind of a risky thing, but it's going to attack that sensor, and what I can do is put another sensor down, and again, doing two things at once. I can open D28, close D16, and then open D20, and drop another sensor. Now those two could be the same room, but I don't know that. Good news, so far I do not have any slime. That's always my number one concern. Always. And until I come across an enemy that is not attacking my sensors, I will not know for sure that there is no slime. I will not know for sure what is safe. Looking at the map, could be pretty big. But yeah, D11 could go into one room, D28 could go into a different room, or they could both go into the same room. And unfortunately, that's something that I have to take a chance with. So I'm going to do just what I did before. 3 has the ability to stun. So I'm going to come through here. I know this is clear, but I'm going to go ahead and close that door behind me, give me a safe little airlock passage. And the other thing that I know is D21 and D11 go into the same room. There's no question on that. So okay, it's a tiny, tiny room. But I also haven't had anything in D16, or through D16. I come into room 4, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot, give it a chance, see what happens, praying all the while. Okay, so the good news is I know where the generator is. The bad news is I haven't really explored much of the ship yet. Another thing that I might actually want to do, or not might, I do want to do, especially since it's the daily challenge, but I had someone say, you know, there are ways that you can save on sensors and not use as many, and they're cheap, and I don't know that there isn't slime, but if there is slime, if there's a sensor on my generator bot, it will trigger immediately when the slime shows up. That's a very safe way to protect, or at least help guard your bots, is to put a sensor down. Just put a sensor down, and they are in the game. They are 2 for 25, which means I can drop down a lot of them without really hurting my budget. And what I'm really wanting to do, I'm going to go ahead and chance it with 1. Actually, no, I'm not going to do something stupid. I can chance it with 1, but I can go in with 3. If I lose 3, I still have a 2. I still can recover 3, possibly. And 3 has the stun. If I can type it correctly. No! It... Okay, okay, okay. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Well, the good news is I don't have to worry about slime. Bad news is, Marvin took a lot of hurt. What I'm going to do is learn more about stun. Drops a proximity stun. Okay, so it drops a mine, basically. Okay, that's good to know. I don't know how It doesn't stun your drones as long as it stuns the swarm, but it stuns the swarm. It's not long. That's why I booked it out of there as quickly as I could. So, right now my main concern... Actually, right now my main concern is that sometimes swarm gets stuck in a loop. They'll get stuck going between 9 and 10, 9 and 10, 9 and 10, and they won't go into R6. Which is what we actually saw already. They didn't go into R6. And I left that for a little while. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. And if they don't go for the bait, then I'm actually going to have to bail. With a lot of damage on Marvin, not as much scrap as I'd like, and just a drone with a couple upgrades for... Huh. I didn't realize that stun actually stopped generators as well. I don't know that they damaged them. Apparently there's a terminal in that room. Again, not that it helps, really. I don't know what to do. I have an idea. It's not the best idea, but it's not the worst idea. Now this could come back and bite me, but at least I know at this point... That sounded different. At least I know at this point that I don't have to worry about... I don't have to worry about slime. So I can hole up in a tiny little room and I'll be okay. The other good news, ultimately, is there should be turrets somewhere on this ship, and several of the interfaces work with them. I also am completely remiss that I have been forgetting to check my ship upgrades, which currently are none. So, no good there. I am actually going to play it a little bit safe, swap the Gather over to Noah. Unfortunately, the Swarm are not taking the bait. And that really worries me. I don't want to leave with so much of this ship unexplored when there is so much that I could explore. But there's Swarm in my way. I'm going to dock at A4 just to reduce the risk that I'll accidentally hit A1 instead of A2. I've done it before, I've seen people do it before, and it's terrible. This is turning into a very uneventful video. I've actually been at this impasse for 4 or 5 minutes at this point. Here's my only hope of an actual resolution. If I can get them to attack this door by being on the other side, maybe, I can get something to start moving. Unfortunately, does not appear to be helping. So, oh man, I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. This is really a worst case scenario. The short version is I can risk a drone. And that's bad. That's a very bad idea. This is how that guy got 300 points, by the way. I don't know for that for sure. I just know this is how you end up with 300 points. This is a very dangerous, very, very dangerous thing I'm about to do. I have no way of knowing where I have no way of knowing where in those two rooms the swarm are. I can't see. I know that D23 is open. And my theory, is... You know what? My thinking is if I can stun them in R10, it will hopefully stun them long enough, hopefully out of reach of the door, for me to power that room. Like I said, this is an incredibly risky idea. I do not recommend this, but I really don't want to leave yet. Well, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news is they're on my ship. Good news is I haven't taken damage, and as soon as I recover... Oh, I am so screwed. Oh, man. I can't do this. I can't get from R2 to R9 quickly enough to to power the generator and close the door. And because of that stun, I might not be able to close that door. I don't have a choice. My only option now is to leave. I took a lot of damage that I could have avoided. And my only choice, my only option. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do something stupid. Really stupid. But it could work. It could work. I have one more stun charge left. One. This is a really... I want to think this through, because my last idea did not work out. My only option, is to get all of them at the same time. If I had remote power, I could do this. But I can't close that door anymore. And there's... No, you know what? I am leaving. Unfortunately, I cannot safely complete this ship. I've spent 20 minutes in here, and I'm halfway through. I don't believe I can close D23. There is this mine in it, and I am 99% sure that it will not close. Even outside of that, I can't get room 10. I can't get everything into room 10 and keep it in room 10 because door 23 won't close. I can't power any of that without R9. If I had remote power, I could make this work. I could power that room, power the turret, and blow the hell out of those swarm. As it stands, though, I've taken my lumps, I've learned a lesson, and this is the end. 630 is a lot better than I expected to do. I got 4 drones, I got 7 upgrades, and 2 scrap. That drone and those upgrades, fortunately, should be enough to fuel and fund, rather, not fuel, my repairs, which are 40 points of health, which is equal to 4 scrap. So one of those upgrades and the scrap is enough to cover it. I didn't get any fuel. Even if there was fuel in the ship, I didn't find it. I suspect that generator either powered the other half of the ship or near to it. Unfortunately, or fortunately, at the moment, I'm at the top of the leaderboard. If other people hit the same trap, I might stay there. But there was a lot more ship to explore and a lot more scrap to get, especially with sentries on board that you could hit with the turrets. Unfortunately, kind of a bittersweet run because I scored relatively well, but I took a lot of damage and ran out of options. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day.